What's up, everyone? Going to attempt to do some digging today and try to find any local bottle from Southwest Ohio that isn't some mass-produced thing that's also in good condition. So I'm going to jump down in there and see if I can get anything. So my one buddy, I let him jump in this hole. When I jumped in it, I got one bottle last time as a K hutch, but it was also damaged, so see what I can get this time. He got him 4 blob beers that were local, so jump down in there and see what happens. Okay, so I flipped this over and I actually saw him bossing, so let's see what it is. Something Druggist, North Illinois Street, Indianapolis. I have never seen this one. Flipped out a perfumer. And this one here, what is this? Oh, I got Dr. Harder's Wild Cherry Bitters from Dayton. This is a different size than I've seen before. Smaller than normal. Alright. So got something new. What's up, everyone? So here's the finds all cleaned up. Not a lot to show for it, but with less than 2 hours of digging, I didn't do too bad. So first up is this ground lip ink bottle. It has no name, but it's ground lip, so I thought it was kind of cool and brought it home. No name cone ink, but cleaned up really nicely, as you can see. One of them labeled Geo Coning Tilly, or whatever those are. There's different types of Tilly bottles, but this is definitely a labeled one of them. Really crude looking. This one's really cool. Never found one, at least of this style. Free sample Dr. Miles New Heart Cure. I found the Miles Heart Cures before, but I've never found a sample. The more common said that wrong. The more common Miles bottles is Dr. Miles Nervine, and Dr. Miles Medicine, and Dr. Miles Laboratories. I mean, these bottles have a pretty good date range. I mean, they made them all the way up in a screw top stage. But yeah, I think this is the best Dr. Miles bottle I've found yet. I would think it'd be at least worth $30, just because it's a scarcer variant. And this one is really cool. I mean, it's not from around here, but it's a nice one. L. something Stockman, Druggist, 501 North Illinois Street, Indianapolis. Never found one. Now, I don't know Indiana druggists very well outside of the Richmond ones, but I would say any druggist from Indiana with an address should be at least $30 at a minimum, even from Indianapolis. I mean, how many antique bottles do you dig that actually have an address on them? There's not many. I mean, yeah, you can look them up, but are they embossed or labeled on them? Next is this one. This is the last one, and it's a keeper for my personal collection, so that makes it a good dig right there. If you can add something to your personal collection, Dr. Harder's Wild Cherry Bitters out of Dayton, Ohio. I've seen these around before, but I haven't personally dug one. I think I actually bought one and then sold it later on, but I wanted to dig one for myself, so I finally did. So, yeah, that wraps it up. It was worth it for sure. Just checking this area out for any bottles or anything else that might have been washed out by now. I don't know what the square thing is. Could be an old sign though, I don't know. Anyway, here's a Larkin from New York. Seen these around before, but never with a lid like that, so it's a keeper. What's up, everyone? Started a new hole. My buddy actually helped me out, but he had to leave early, so I'm gonna try digging it on my own for a little bit. It's actually a really sparse hole compared to some of the others I've dug here, at least in the deep spot. But got a few things, couple K hutches and crock and honey jar. Other than that, been kind of sparse. A few common bottles, but I guess I'm gonna jump down in there and get started, and hopefully something good turns up. Haven't got a local beer as of yet. I think I'm getting close to the bottom. This is a weird hole. It has a steady layer of rock. Like, look at all these rocks. Anyway, I got a jar showing here. So, maybe something for the fruit jar collectors. I mean, I kind of like some of the fruit jars myself, but I'm more into the colored ones because they display better. But I like early also. Alright, here it comes. Let's see what we got. Mason's patent, probably. Oh, it's a different looking one, too. One I've never seen. Try to stay still for me. Mason's patent, November 30th. 1858, but the letters are really small. Thing on the other side, sometimes they have a little monogram or something on the back. Nope. There's a base for you. I haven't found a whole fruit jar here in a long time, but I'm going to stick it back in here because I do not want it getting broken. Like, those things seem to crack up a lot, I noticed, so gotta be careful in digging those. I accidentally whacked the K-hutch really hard here. At least I'm thinking that's what it is. It looks like it has a mug base. Whoop, I can't even hold on to this dang thing. Just whack it again with that. Okay, let's see here. Wow, that thing went way back in there. Oh, there it goes. And there it is. Huh, it's one without a slug plate. Okay, well, it's a shame I did that. That's how it goes sometimes. I got another hutch here. I'm going to try to be a little more careful with this one, because I don't want to cause any more damage that I otherwise wouldn't have. I just want to see if it's one that's a K or not. And yeah, I think it is a K. This is the hole of the cleats, that's for sure. Alright, here it comes. This one looks to be in good shape. This one has a slug plate. It's a little different than the other one is. Okay, got something showing here. Well, this is a different lid than I've ever seen. I mean, it's got a chip out of it a couple places, but in the end it is a fancier looking one. And I see a Bengal bluing. It's way in there. Large size. There it goes. Looks like it might have a partial label too. Yep. Well, the hole was awful. It was so awful and sparse, I decided to go to the newer section, and so that's what I'm doing here now. And I got a milk showing. And milks are the only reason I even fool with this side. I mean, there's some good sodas that turn up here too, but majority of the sodas from around here just ain't worth nothing if they're machine made, hardly. $5-10 maybe, but yeah, this is the same kind of milk I expected it to be. The dairy products company. But it's whole. Well, it's getting dark and I have no energy left, so here's the last bottle of the day for you. Soda. OP Clee, probably. Yep, that's exactly what it is. OP Clee from Dayton, Ohio. Well, got off earlier today at work, so figured I'd come out and do a little digging. So the goal of today is to get some milks, since this is a 1920s dump. So from that time period, those are the only bottles that are going to be worth anything at all from there, really. Local sodas, unless you get something really unusual, probably going to be harder to sell just because there isn't much demand for them. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started and see what I can find. Got what's likely to be a Clico club right here. Not many sodas shaped like this, but it's actually not one. It's actually a slick instead. Got Larkin, and it actually has the original lid on it. Then I got a couple product jar lids. I got a what do they call those? A Johnson & Johnson lid. Warranted pure honey. Then I got 3 of these stove polishes. got a mason's patent with different style of embossing than I normally see on them. Ground lip. And then I got 4 John Clee hutches. 2 with a slug plate and 2 without. I'm going to keep the best of the non-slug plate examples for myself, because I might not have one. I'll have to check. Next round. Another product jar lid. This crock lid is really cool. It's just a shame that's damaged as bad as it is. It has some major damage. But if it was displayed from this side, you wouldn't notice it. So that's why I brought it. Then you have an Omega oil. The original cork in it. Large size Bengal bluing. I don't know what this is. Some type of vase or something. Has 6 holes for drainage. And I got this here. It's a labeled, not labeled, but as in label only, but labeled as in part of the original label stayed. Greens, infallible liniment. And this one is label only. Tar elixir for coughs, colds, croup, and all diseases of the throat and lungs. Gem City Household Remedies Company, Dayton, Ohio. So I'm thinking that's a pretty scarce bottle. That's kind of an earlier look to it too. Neck's all crude looking. I think that's at least 1890s. For a serious Dayton collector, that's one that would fit in the collection. Here's a clear Gusset cigarettes, Dayton. And this was the only bottle I got out of the newer section that was worth keeping. The Dairy Products Company, Dayton, Ohio. So that hole is kind of a waste of time really, because that's probably a $10 bottle. It's actually the same dairy company as the other 2 on the right there, which are Dayton Pure Milk and Butter Company bottles. So around 1915, I believe this dairy became that dairy. But those 2 there are the earlier style ones. Those 2 may even be what they refer to, what some people call tin top milks. I mean, this has kind of a rounded edge here, so that's the normal milk top. But this here has a weird flat angle up here. So I'm thinking that might be a tin top milk. And then this, well, these 2 look the same, but they're actually different. This one is a really hard to get variant of a Dayton Brewery's bottle. It's a champagne style bottle. I already got a buyer for it, even as is. And most people ain't going to buy something with a chip that big unless it's a pretty hard to get bottle. And this one's going in my personal collection. Schwinn Brewery, Dayton, Ohio. I've dug multiple Schwinns, but not with the slug plate. They were always embossed, kind of a lot more like an ale, where the embossing goes straight across like that. But anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching.